Welcome, 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 welcome. We're glad to be back again.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm well.
That's
It's Miss Alice Williams and Rodney Grimes. It's People to People, Power to Power, Positive Thinking People. And we're excited. We got some nice guests that's in the studio for you. I'm just excited. You see, I have to take a deep breath. Every time we get on camera, I start to realize that you know something. This is an amazing platform.
It is an amazing platform. I'm glad to be here as your co-host, as usual. I think this program has been an awesome platform for people to get an opportunity to tell about what they do, entrepreneurship, just issues in the city. Whatever it is, we get opportunity to showcase that here. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay.
And that's what's really, really amazing, that we are actually moving in a direction where we're letting people be able to see that anything that you can conceive, you can achieve. Because
That's right.
the guests that we have are those who just like you and me. And when I talk about people to people, you know, I always throw that in there. People to people, this is what it's all about. We got those people that's in here that are doing them things, and they work with that power and that positive thinking.
That's right. That's right.
Positive thinking people.
Right. Right. So we do have some great guests in the studio this afternoon. We want to apologize for last week. We understand we had some technical difficulties. So we wanted to bring our last week guest back. Her name is Ms. Brandy Robertson. I'm very excited to have her here. You'll get opportunity to see her interview one more time. If you heard it, you didn't get to see it, you'll get to see it this time. But she's a young entrepreneur doing some great things. She grew up in the D.C. metropolitan area, more specifically in the DRA area. I know her personally. I know her mom. I know her family. So we're looking forward to hearing her story. This will be our second time hearing her story, but she has an awesome testimony, an awesome story. So we're looking forward to her coming back.
And I'm really excited about that because, like you said, some things happened last week, but you know, that's the way it is in life. We run into the glitches, but what we do, we just come on back.
Yeah, come on back.
And we also have another special guest as well, another young entrepreneur, Dante Cunningham. Amazing, amazing young man that I've known ever since he was 16 years old. I'm not going to say how old he is now, but and it was funny at one time. People was funny. They were saying, "What's your best friend name?" And I said Dante. And when this young boy would come around the corner, they'd be like, "That's your best." But that was my main man because he was handling his business. So I'm gonna tell you, we excited about that, and then we're gonna follow up with another powerful, powerful brother that I do a lot of networking with, a lot of conversating, and I'm doing a lot of growing with. That's Troy Smith. This gentleman is doing a lot of things just in his life to open doors, and he's opening my mind as we grow, you know, so I'm excited to have him to,
That's awesome. So last week you asked me, you said, I'm going to do something personal. What did you do this weekend? So I get opportunity to ask you, what did you do this weekend?
Oh, you know what? I went to dinner with the wife. We went down to 8th Street to Smith Carmen's.
Oh, I love that restaurant. One of my favorites. I know the owner. He's an entrepreneur himself.
Oh, okay, that's so cool.
Yes.
I'm not surprised that Alice knows him. But I loved the restaurant.
Yeah.
It was really, really fantastic. The food was great.
Good.
So, you know, definitely I would recommend you go there. We went, actually, after that, we went down to U Street and then went to Adams Morgan.
Okay, my favorite place to be as well.
And believe it or not, that's one of my guests is in that direction. I had him in here. That's why I got him in here today.
Okay.
Went down and spent the time with Mr. Cunningham and just talked about some things. Always trying to keep up with him. So he was also involved in my weekend as well. So, you know, it was pretty personal and really energetic and productive.
Very good. That's nice to know. Again, we're very excited about today's show. Looking forward to bringing on our guests. Again, we want to talk about these positive things you've been doing. Why don't you tell the audience one more time, what about PTP?
PTP is all about, you know, doing things to bring it to the community. What we want to do is make sure that we are opening doors with information that's going to have people to become empowered within themselves. What we got to do is we got to start making sure that we get the information to our youth. So that's one reason why we do this.
Yes, I agree.
As we grow, of course, we still grow and learn as we move forward. But as they say, information is power.
That's right.
And so that's what this is all about. And this platform is something that, you know, that I'm excited. And you being a black queen, and I being a black king, I'm going to take that title as well. You know, what we do is we just try to let people know, you know, we moving forward. You have accomplished a lot of things in your life.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And, you know, and as myself as well. And what we've done, we've not had things handed out to us. We work for them.
That's right.
So, you know, I'm excited that this platform, and then we got to know, we got to throw that out there, voxwave.com.
That's right.
You know, this is a platform for people to be able to see us grow as a new way of getting information.
That's right.
So we definitely want you to definitely tune in and share the information with other people. Get them to tune in. We definitely need the ratings. We're looking for sponsorships. And I definitely want to throw the telephone number out there.
Absolutely, 240-719-2560. So we're going to ask you to call in if you have any concerns, any questions. Our guests, there are some awesome guests here. You get an opportunity to speak with them and ask them questions. But if you just want to give Rodney and I just a shout out, please dial in 240-719-2560. Again, this is a platform for you. We get an opportunity to assist you in addressing any of the issues that you have in the community, in your area as it relates to entrepreneurship, getting the bands forward, whatever the issues are. We deal with anything. We're very open to hear any of the comments that you have or any questions that you may have. Or if you need resources, we're here. We'll try to identify any resources that we have to you. So we're looking forward for those phone calls. Again, it's 240-719-2560.
And I'm excited because, again, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing in some talent. We got some people who have already very, very well established in their crafts. I have a gentleman that's going to be coming on next week, comedian. He's a Christian comedian, E-Boogie.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Phenomenal guy,
okay.
Phenomenal. Definitely I do a shout out to him because he supports the community 100%, and he's a phenomenal guy. But I'm just more excited to some of these people that I know that you got in the back of your pocket too.
That's right. I'm very excited. This weekend I hung out at 93.9 WKYS. I had a very exciting weekend. Hung out with Cat Daddy, DJ Joe Cat Daddy. He have an African-American, African artist here in town, and he's going to be performing tonight at Power. The individual's name is Platinum Diamond. Of course, I don't know who he is, but I got an opportunity to meet him and did some YouTube videos as well to kind of look to see, what kind of music he played. But I was very fortunate. He actually put me in his advertisement tape. So they've been running that the whole weekend. So I'm looking forward tonight to going to Power. It's called Power Club. And he's going to be featured there. His name is Diamond Platinum. So DJ Joe Cat Daddy, who's 93.9 DJ, he's also going to be there. So looking forward. We're actually going to bring DJ Joe Cat Daddy here on the show along with some of his colleagues that has a monopoly on the entertainment business. They do a lot of promotional event entertainment in the Washington, D.C. area. Ron G is one of the guys we're going to bring on. Another one is Henry Howard, and we're going to bring him on as well. And so we're just looking forward to them coming on to the show and just seeing how they've captured the entertainment business in the nightclubs. So I'm looking forward to that.
And that's going to be good. And again, we're going to also be making sure that we bring some talent in so that people will be able to get some platforms to show their skills. Again, know that PTP, people to people, power to power, positive thinking people, is all about you. It's not about us. It's about you, me, and them. That's us moving forward, trying to use this platform to get information out. And remember, too, it's not going to be just about talk all the time. We're going to have some entertainment.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
But, what I want people to know as well, we're going to also get on some serious notes. We're going to talk about the depression.
Yes.
We're going to talk about drugs use.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the change of people whom have certain desires, whatever they may be. And when I say that, that means if you have a fetish for spending money and need to get it under control, we're going to have somebody in there to teach you how to control it. I put my hand up.
I second that motion.
But what we want to do is make sure we're going to be bringing some real powerful people in.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
And again, too, I want to tell the audience that as we move forward, this will be a growing process for us as well.
Absolutely.
Ms. Williams, who just recently retired, she has several other businesses that she focuses on, and I just find it a pleasure that you accepted this platform to come on as a co-host, and I really, really appreciate it.
It's truly an honor. I can remember, as we discussed this before, about 10 years ago. Right, 10 years ago. So to see this come full-blown fruition, it's just been an honor. It's been a blessing. You're doing an awesome job as a host. I really appreciate you. Can't do it without you. So you're doing great things, and I really appreciate this platform. So thank you.
And that's good. So again, it's 240-719-2560. I'm not going to feel excited until I get one of them phone calls, because I'm going to just know that we're not having any complications and people is hearing and seeing what's going on. But God is good, and I always just try to look at the positive on things. And that's just what I do with life. I do the Real Talk on Facebook every day at 6:30.
I enjoy it.
And I've been finding it that what people don't know, a lot of times I think that they think I'm really doing it for entertainment. But they don't know that when I look into the phone, I see myself.
Oh, my.
So what I'm doing is coaching myself to be a better person.
Sure.
The information that I'm giving is to help people grow as I grow with them, And so I wanted to say thank you to all the people who have been showing that support and tuning in every day, and I appreciate it. And if you're actually watching today, that's good. Make sure you get the information out, because the ratings helps. the higher the ratings, the better it is
Oh,
for us.
absolutely.
You know?
Yes.
I want to
yes.
go to Hollywood.
You want to go to Hollywood?
Yes.
I want to go to Hollywood with you.
I know that's right there.
Take me with you.
We gone?
No.
Yep. So, as we said, we got some real nice guests coming up. What we're going to do is we're going to slip into a little break so that we can bring some guests back in. And I'm hoping everything is going to work out like it. I see that is, I'll be slipping and sliding on things, right? So, just listen to a little music as we get ready for our guests. Can you?
He blew it.
Yeah. Okay. Randy. Hey, welcome back. Now you see we back from this short little commercial here, and we got our guests.
Yes.
And if you will.
I will. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have back on the show Ms. Brandy Robinson. Brandy Robinson is not a stranger to the D.C. metropolitan area. Born and raised in Alexandria, Virginia, well known in Delray, more specifically. I know Brandy since she was born. Her mom actually used to be one of my coworkers. She was an employee of mine. So I know the family. We grew up together in the same area. But I'm very excited. I got an opportunity to hear Brandy's story on last week, and I was just amazed at the spirit that she has in her about telling her story. And so we had to bring her on again this week because we had some difficulties with the taping. So I want to introduce Brandy Robinson. I'm going to give her an opportunity to tell you about what she do. Very exciting, college grad. She has her own business, entrepreneur. Some amazing balancing act that she's doing, and we're very excited about that. But more importantly, it's in her heart. And so once you get to hear what she has to say, you will be excited too. So, Brandy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me back.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited. That first time was just amazing.
Thank you.
So a little bit about me. I will go and be very brief. But dance, that's what I do. So I have a dance company. Amongst that, I also do some coaching. I have a competitive dance team. I do some choreography also for a few schools here in the area. And I do, I go to the person and I just teach dance, whatever it is that they need. I've taught wedding dances. Mm-hmm. I've taught for birthday parties. Mm-hmm. So that's just what I do. I love to teach dance.
So, Brandy, tell us how you got started. I know you grew up in the Delray area, and more specifically at the Core Kelly Recreation Center. I know you was a cheerleader coach there as well. I believe you probably started in that area. Tell us how you got started.
Sure. So I wasn't a cheerleader coach.
Okay.
But that's okay. Mm-hmm. But I was a cheerleader.
You was a cheerleader.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So my mom, actually, she was a cheerleader at TC, and then she became the coach. So having a daughter, of course, she just wanted to have a little cheerleader. hated it. Not that big of a lie. Sorry, cheerleaders, but I did. But it was something that came down to that dance part. When I got to do that, I got to express myself in such a way that I had so much fun because I was an introvert, and I still kind of am. But that's how I fell in love with it, and I basically am self-taught. I didn't get a chance to go to dance school, so I mean, in the basement, just learning, figuring it all out on my own. And when I did get a chance to take a class here or there, I gleaned as much information as I could. So that's pretty much how I got started.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, as far as your business, though, you established your business, and you talked about your mom kind of helping push you. Can you just speak to that?
Absolutely. So again, I was very shy. I liked being in the background. I really didn't like all the attention, but I love to perform. It's kind of an oxymoron, but whatever. So she started her own business, and that really encouraged me. She showed me the ropes. She showed me exactly where to go, what to do, and she said, just do it. You are so much greater than you know that you are. And so I did it, and I never looked back. I am so happy.
That and when you said T.C. Williams,
yes,
when you said T.C., I wanted to say T.C. Williams. That's T.C. Williams High School in Alexandria.
Yes, that's correct.
So it's quite a few people we know about the movie.
Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans?
Yeah.
I brag on that a lot.
Yeah,
I tell everybody, where you from? T.C. Williams Titans. Remember the Titan movie?
Yes,
that would be us.
But real quick, what I want to do, because I know I'm going to have him jump in a little bit, I'm also want to introduce the other guest, Mr. Dante Cunningham. And I'm excited because both of y'all's stories kind of going to be played out the same way. Dante is a gentleman from the DMV area. He started his company at a very, very young age. I started mentoring him at 16 years old. Oh, wow. And it's been a very, very, very serious honor to watch him move through his life and do all the things. And when I saw you, Miss Brandy, last week, you made me think of him because I know that y'all have started these things on your own. You know, it's something that you started, and so when you was talking about how you were moving forward and helping people with the dance and those type things, again, I thought about some of the things that you've done as well. So, but I didn't mean to interrupt you. I want you to just go tell a little bit more about what you do, because I remember we wanted to also make sure that people had a way to get in contact with you, right?
Oh, sure. Yes. Would you like for me to give the information?
Yes.
Sure. So again, the name of my company is By His Spirit Praise Dance Company, and what we do is we dance all over the DMV area. It's about 8 of us total. We're all adults, and we go and we've danced at many different events. We actually have something coming up in about 2 weeks. But my information, if you'd like to get in contact with me, is 240, this is a number, 686-5453. My website is byhisspiritpraise.com. Okay.
And you say that by His Spirit praise.com. That's right.
Yeah, one thing I remember on last week, I don't want to forget this because this is very important. We really appreciate what you're doing, and I'm very excited about the movement, this whole dance movement. But one of the things that came out of last week that we learned is Brandy is looking for a building or a location that she actually can perform in. And so if there are any callers out there that can help her with any space, and I'm going to give her an opportunity to talk a little bit about that, but we're definitely in need of some space. This is what this show is about. We want to be able to help people when they come on and provide the necessary resources they need to get ahead and do the things they want to do. She's doing an awesome job. We really appreciate what you're doing, and we definitely want to be able to offer her some assistance in terms of trying to identify a building for her.
That's right. That's right. That's what we got to remember. It takes one, you have to reach out and help somebody. And when you help somebody, you're helping yourself. When we open the doors for these young people, which I am older than, I'm not going to talk about Alex. But I'm going to keep it real. But we want to make it an opportunity for them to be able to move forward with their desires and their dreams. And that's something that's really important. And when you spoke about that, we definitely wanted to put that out there. If there's anybody have a location, it shouldn't be all about money all the time.
That's right.
It should be about us moving forward,
That's right.
Collectively to make people have access to these things. And you'll see that you'll be blessed and it'll come back to you.
That's right.
Right?
That's
right.
No,
she's absolutely right. As an artist, that is one of the hardest things, and I'm sure if there's any dancers out there listening, spacing is always our biggest setback, but I will not let it be for me. We do whatever it takes. We will meet wherever it takes. Even if we don't have mirrors, we will do whatever it takes to get a final excellent product. So yes, spacing is definitely something that I am looking for. I'm not picky. I'm just grateful. So thank you for putting that out there. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And Mr. Cunningham,
Yes,
if we can throw some questions over to you, sir.
You guys put me behind Brandy first. That's not fair. Okay.
But most definitely, you know, I would like you to just kind of tell a little bit about yourself and what you've been doing over the last few years.
So first of all, I have the space. I have the location.
Look at that.
So let's just start there. For me, I own Cunningham Enterprises. Cunningham Enterprises consists of 3 different companies. Our primary focus is security. We have a security firm.
Wow.
We provide executive protection services to celebrities, diplomats, and dignitaries. That's really the bulk of it, and that's really the one company that I have. That's the for-profit company. Everything else outside of that, we do transportation through a company called DRC Services, and then we also have the Purple Highlighter. Now, the Purple Highlighter for me is very personal. It hits home. It tells a story. Mr. Grimes was talking about his mentoring to myself from 16 years old. I am truly a reflection of his work, what he has done.
Amazing.
Sitting here in a suit and a tie with this executive lapel pin badge that I'm wearing on my suit today, I didn't have it when I was 16. When I was 16, for me, it was creating. I had a car wash company when it snowed in '98. The Blizzard of '98. It was more of I wasn't playing football. I was doing a snow removal company, and I had flyers out. So you talk about the entrepreneurship spirit. Definitely started at 16 years old, and as I got to meet great role models like Mr. Grimes and other people that I've met over my course of my career, it has taken me all across the globe. I think about 3 times. I think I'm on my 3rd passport, which if you know anything about passports, I think it's like 57 pages. And once they're all filled, you have to get a new one. Or you can get pages added, but they stopped adding pages, so you had to get a new one. So needless to say, it's not a bragging issue, but that I'm trying to bring our bragging spirit. It's more of I was born in D.C. I started this thing at 16. I'm 30 years old. I have traveled across the globe. I've been with several celebrities, to everybody you listen to on the radio, either provided management services or provided security services. I've just recently moved back to the DMV area to take a beautiful position with a company that's based in Adams Morgan Hotel as a security director at this particular boutique hotel. So needless to say, there are some things I can talk about, but due to confidentiality,
we understand.
There are some things that I won't be able to talk about. But
Dante,
please.
I'm very excited about all the things that you are doing. I'm sitting next to a celebrity. All right.
So funny, the world, or the entertainment world, works so small. Just about 4 weeks ago, Platinum Diamond, one of my clients, we were actually in London shooting a video with Mary Ben-Ari. So they just shot a new music video that they're getting ready to release the song, I believe either this week or next week. So I'm very familiar with Platinum Diamond, very cool guy.
Yes,
and he is making a lot of noise on a lot of different platforms.
He is. I was very excited to also meet him, but we'll talk about that later. I want to get back to you.
Right.
So the security business, so I see you entrepreneur since you were 16, so you always had that entrepreneur spirit. It takes a lot to put a security business together. For it takes trust, ethics. You got to go through security checks and things like that. As a young man at 30, can you tell us how you started this security business, and what are some of the things that you can tell the audience in terms of getting started if they're interested in the security business?
Surround yourself with people that's going to support your dream.
Okay.
That is ultimately the first goal. If I tell Brandy, and then I've just met Brandy, but if I tell Brandy my dream today, and she starts to negatively impact me and say that I can't do it, no offense, but she should not be my friend.
I agree.
There are people, because there are people there are people that's going to bring you down, and there are people that's going to build you up, and having that support system, and even when that support system goes away, you got to find that support within yourself. So there was a lot of times where I had definitely sat in the room and cried and been very emotional.
Yes.
And I even thought about calling it quits on life.
Oh, wow.
In general. But again, that support, it starts from within yourself. And when you're dedicated, you're devoted to living out your dream, the haters become gas.
Absolutely.
Right.
We know
in
that.
your vehicle.
Yeah.
So, and you got to proceed forward.
You know, that was when I was listening to your story, Brandy, last week when you set it up. It's similar, right?
Yes.
Where you were talking about when you started out, and I asked you how did people treat you when you were coming out of college and everything. And if you can, would you reiterate a little bit about that?
Well, he is. All right, that's why I'm over here head nodding. I really do feel you.
Okay.
There was some.
I actually got a caller. And we want to take this caller real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No problem.
We're going to get back to your question,
That's
Randy. Okay.
Caller, how you doing?
Oh, very good, very good. This is Bill Cunningham.
Bill Cunningham.
Oh, yes. How you doing, sir?
Okay.
I'm fine. How you doing?
A relative of one of our guests?
No. Actually,
We're all family.
Okay, all right.
Mr.
There you go.
Mr. Cunningham is a gentleman who actually already he's doing some things out in his world, in our world, that's going to be very beneficiary to a lot of us.
That's
Mr.
good.
Cunningham, I appreciate you calling in. Can you real quick tell people what do you do real quick?
Well, I'm an economist, and one of the things we do is we look at. Let me say firstly, I'm really impressed with your guests. I'm honored to have an opportunity to talk to you guys. Real truth, real stories, really moving stories. So, but basically, what I do is I'm an economist. I've written a couple of books, created a couple of investment vehicles to try to get capital to our community. Born and raised Washington, D.C., born at Freedman's Hospital, grew up at Penn Branch, went to Howard. And basically, through our research, we have developed a couple of webinars and approaches. We were one of the first economists to point to the fact that African-American females are opening businesses at the highest rate of any group. That's number one. Number two, our research showed that they were getting college and graduate degrees at the highest rate of any group in the United States of America. So we see those as very good signs. On July 18th, we're going to give a webinar on how to finance an African-American female woman-run business.
Very important.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is so good. And I'm really excited. I am going to inform some of the guests that I'm interested in having you to come on the show talk about some of the books that you are having and the things that you're doing. Again, this is definitely a platform for us to get out information.
Yes.
So the information that you have is something that definitely we will appreciate to be able to share with our guests. We really appreciate you calling in, and please definitely stand by, because we definitely will have you on this platform very, very soon. Okay?
Outstanding. No, I'm delighted. This is really a great platform. I'm delighted with the work that you guys are doing.
Thank you.
In surfacing these, there's so many times, as you guys know, the stories that get told about us are all false, number one, but number two, from a negative perspective.
That's right.
You know,
Right.
And all I hear in your broadcast is positivity, moving forward, love and community. So, all right, please keep it up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. This is what I'm talking about. That energy. Last week, Brandy had me and Miss Williams up here. We was getting so gyrated from her energy because we were just excited that we seeing young people like yourselves.
Yes.
One of the things that people have to realize is that we are kind of like moving into the elder position, and y'all are moving in our position. I guess we have another caller. And let's see.
Phone lines. Please call.
There you go.
Yes, 24719-2560. Caller, you on the air?
Hello, this is Rachel Pope. I want to say hello to your queens and kings there.
Thank you. Hello.
I wanted to address the dancer Is it Brandy or Brandon?
Yes, it's Brandy. Hi.
Brandy, how you doing?
I'm wonderful.
I understood you were looking for a place.
Yes, ma'am.
And I wasn't sure if you were aware of Joe's Emporium,
I am.
located in Mount Rainier in Gateway CDC.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because they have some facilities there as well. And the Prince George's Arts and Humanity Council also have a location.
Okay.
And that is
Thank
and see, that's what I'm talking about there,
right.
Miss Rachel. When
Yes.
we have individuals who have that information, it's not all the information to just come from us here. It's the information we receive from our viewers, and that's when I
Yes.
talk about people to people, power to power, positive thinking people.
That's right.
I talk about that and say that with the people, you the people, we the people, us the people.
Yes.
The power,
Sharing.
sharing, giving that information to help for Miss Brandy to move forward.
Yes.
And then and we get that positive talking energy that, as they called it just before you, Mr. Cunningham had called in and also shared. And we just feel that that's a blessing, and we really, really appreciate that.
Oh, no problem, no problem. I'm all ears and listening.
Okay, well, we thank you for calling in, and for the guests, also, you will know that Ms. Pope is another artist, entrepreneur that we'll be having in on our show as well. These people that are paying attention to what's going on are people that really care about what's
That's
happening.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
appreciate you.
Yeah,
Yes.
And I'm gonna throw this out there. I know it probably be just a little above his time right now when I say that. My other guest that's gonna come in, he's another one that is opening doors to show people how to do things. When we bring on Mr. Troy,
Right.
Troy Smith, I'm
Right.
telling you, you're gonna see that he's another gentleman that got some very, very good conversation. He has a story to tell about him starting his business and how he's been doing this. Well, I just wanted to throw that plug in there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But looking forward
get-
to it.
Okay.
Thank you, caller. We really appreciate you.
Okay, love y'all. Keep up
Love
the
you
good
too.
work.
Thank you.
All right,
thank
take
you.
care.
Thank you.
All right.
Peace.
And now, Miss Williams,
Yes.
I'm telling you. So what does this do for us to have two young people on the side of us that are really, really making things happen? They're doing things that we weren't really able to do.
Absolutely, yeah.
If
I had the vision back then that they have today, I probably would have been way far ahead than I am.
Right, yeah.
For me, I had to retired from the federal government after 38 years,
Okay.
3 months ago.
Okay.
But I had a business while I was in,
Yep.
a business that I could do. I have a concierge business, and I came out and I started a consulting company. So I do that along with venture capital. Now I'm launching into the entertainment business.
Hey, yeah.
Right, so A. Marie Production and Entertainment.
Okay, okay.
So just
Right.
it happened, just like I got on this show. How about
Right,
that?
right,
So,
right.
But no, I'm very excited to see the young just doing this.
Yes,
Like, I try to. We
yes.
talk about our kids all the time.
Time.
Instilling our kids. The importance of being an entrepreneur. And just to see you two here on this platform
Oh, my God.
and talk about the things that you're doing, I'm very
Yes.
excited for you both.
Yes.
And I just can't wait to see, the 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, what you're going to be doing. You're probably going to be blasted all over the
over,
billboards,
yes,
right?
yes.
So we're definitely looking forward to that. But we left with a question for you,
Right.
Brandy. Yes.
Yes. The question was about somewhat about naysayers. Or
Yes.
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 Yeah. So, I was in a dance. I was on a dance team all 4 years of college, and I remember one of my members, because I ended up becoming the president the last 2 years or so. I remember her specifically saying, "You want to do this after school? Like, why?" And I said, "Well, look at this. Like,
Right.
look at what we did. Look
That's
at what
right.
we built here. I can't stop here. I see how you all have grown under my leadership. I have to go forward.
Right.
I have to do this. And
Right.
now I have my own company, you know.
Right.
And it's not to brag, like you said, but I'm proud of it because
That's
it's a
right.
lot of hard work that goes into this. So, yeah. So
Right.
that's what I did.
And you talked, the last time we spoke with you, you talked about your parents and more specifically your mom playing a very important part in your life as it relates to how you got started and what you have become. Could you talk a little bit to that today?
Absolutely. So, I could say that, like most parents, my mom wanted better for me than what she had. Now, I mean, my mom is phenomenal. I'm not just saying that because she's my mother.
No, she
but
is.
you know, she set a really good example of how to take care of yourself, but how to be even a better you than who you're already presenting yourself to be. And she was my biggest cheerleader, no pun intended. Yes, she was a cheerleader, but she truly coached me into becoming such a strong leader. I didn't want to do that. I really wanted to be in the background, but she saw something in me that I didn't see.
Absolutely.
And so as I became an adult, I started to see it. So
Right.
I'm sure that she sits back and then she think about the work that she invested in you, and she feel very good about herself. And that's something else that I was really impressed with when you told me about your mom and some of the struggles and things that y'all had to deal with. How, you know, you remember you told us last time you was ready to quit something, and she was like, "Oh no."
Oh, that was school.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that again.
Okay, sure. So I got my education at Penn State University.
Nice.
And thank you. Hard work.
Yes.
So coming out of PG County schools, I went to school and I actually got a scholarship. I got what was called a Buttonwater scholarship that they were offering to minority students. I lost it my very first semester because I lost my mind, I guess. And I cried because I had a great GPA. I mean, my GPA was over a 4.0 because in high school I was taking AP classes and things of that sort. So I cried and I was like, I don't know what to do. All she said was simply, you better get it together because you're leaving out of there in 4 years.
I know that's right.
Okay? And literally that was all I needed to hear. I mean, I said, it was motivation. So once I heard that, I said, okay, I'm good. And I graduated in those 4 years.
Right. So Dante, what about you? Like, what was your childhood upbringing, and how did you know, your motivation in terms of your parents?
Very structured, and the word no came up a lot. Both of my parents served in the Army.
Yes, and thank you for your service, parents.
Yes. Military brat. Definitely had my fair moments. But I graduated out of Siouxland High School, and for me, I knew I did not want anybody else to be my boss. Right. So I worked 10 times harder than everybody else. Put myself in a position where I found mentors like Mr. Grimes, and at one point I was approached by a young man who had asked me if I wanted to be in law enforcement. Oh, wow. And at that time, the community and law enforcement was at odds.
Of course they were.
And we're still at odds in some places, but not that bad. But needless to say, that conversation sparked me getting into the federal government, into the Federal Bureau of Investigations.
Absolutely.
And I spent 4 years with the Bureau, and even right before that, it was still hard because that SF-86 is not a game.
It's not a game.
But I spent 4 years there on the books and a year off the books doing some work with them. And then I just pushed forward. Did not go to college. Again, it made it a lot harder for me. And you know, just giving back. I think for me, every door God opened for me, and not to, you know, put anybody out if you have a different religious belief, which is totally fine. But for me, every door God opened, I had to open the door for somebody else.
That's right.
So when I continue to get those blessings and go into the government and be able to afford different things, I turn to people like Miss O'Neill at Ballou High School or Miss Laughlin at Siouxland High School, and I made myself available for their students. And in Siouxland,
awesome.
and not to go too far back, but in Siouxland, I used to get sent to Mr. Fawcett's office, who's the principal. A lot. But again, just like yourself, and I see why you say our stories do align with each other, but I had somebody else that seen something in me that I didn't see. My entrepreneurship teacher. I was also the candy man in high school. And so I would get thrown out for making money during class. Of course. But it was entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? But I failed entrepreneurship. And I used to give Ms. Laughlin a hard time. And at the point where I got into the Bureau, I humbled myself. I came back, I interrupted her class in a positive light, and I apologized in front of her new students for all the trouble I've ever given her. And you know, we're best friends now, and we have truly grown something special. So I've just taken off, and I haven't stopped. You know, gas is one thing, but jet fuel is another.
That's right, jet
Yeah.
fuel. I love
Another
it.
situation.
I be speaking our language.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, matter of fact, now I also let me tell you, as he was going into it, because I had this gentleman at a very young age around me. He didn't realize how he was inspiring me as well. He wanted to join the FBI, and we had a company, and we still does photo-time production. We were doing a lot of showcasing and stuff like that. I remember him coming to me and talking about it, and all the young people that was around.
They told me no.
Yeah,
they didn't believe.
They didn't believe it.
Didn't believe it.
And tell her about the story how at Ben's Chili Bowl.
Chili Bowl. You know, I forgot why we went out that day, but I think I was so excited. You know, I said, "Hey, I need everybody to meet me at Ben's Chili Bowl." So we went, and you know, you work for the federal government, so you know your credentials are something that you're not supposed to use or show.
That's right.
Now that's just official business.
That's right. Correct.
And only because he helped me get to this point. We went to Ben's, we were having dinner, and I said, "Look under the table." And he was like, "What are you talking about, look under the table?" I'm like, "Just look under the table." And I showed Mr. Grimes my credentials. That was, I think, the first day I actually got in. But that first day and showing, again, it's another... I mean, I can't explain it, you know what I mean? But it's almost like getting your first check, you know what I mean? Whether it's $100 or $1,000, or getting that first new car, or those new rims, or whatever your vice is. Everybody said I wasn't going to be able to do it, and I was able to accomplish it, and not to throw it in their faces, but for me, it was something to hear that was.
I hope our callers are paying attention. What an awesome story.
Yes.
Very inspirational.
Yes.
Again, if you have any questions of our audience here, 240-719-2560. I'm sorry, our guests. 240-719-2560.
They're the audience.
We're going to ask you, we're going to ask you to call in. The audience, please call in and speak to our guests. Or if you just want to say hello to Rodney and myself, you can do that as well. We're very excited. Two entrepreneurs here, young entrepreneurs. We're very excited to have you both here. Your stories are amazing.
Amazing.
Like amazing. And we hopefully someone out there is being inspired by your story. And if you have any questions of them, please, again, call in. 240-719-2560.
And know this, the reason why we bring on these young people is everybody has a dream, and it's up to you to follow it. Many of y'all, and we talked about this, many people told you couldn't do it.
Right.
You know, but you run into these stumbling blocks, and what happened? You have to find it within yourself first, but then you also have to put yourself around people who believe in you.
That's right.
And I would just say this, people like Sheila Stewart from 93.9.
Oh, yes.
One of my major influencers, and again, talk about somebody that just would drop you into different networking slots and just drop you. And unfortunately, we lost Sheila Stewart a couple years ago.
We did.
But let me tell you, a week after she passed away, she was still connecting me with people. I was on a flight with an anchor from Channel 5 News, and we both knew each other because of Sheila.
Right.
Sheila had talked to him about me, and we didn't know each other until we started to share those stories. And that's actually how I got my first interview on Channel 5. But Sheila Stewart, God rest her soul, she is still doing it. You know, I was in London, platinum, and we're sitting here, you're asking for different things. You know what I mean? I have the location free of charge, you know, no mirrors, but, you know, free of charge. So, again, the networking, I think good energy, like you guys said last time Brandy was on, is coming together. And I was supposed to be here. Funny enough, I was supposed to be here last time, but I got called to Vegas.
That's right.
And I got called to Vegas.
But that's funny. That's fine. That's just funny how things work.
Divine order.
And I mean, for definitely, let me also, and we not, I don't call it bragging, I just call it as I see it. Let me tell you, it was many times that this young man would scare me. He'll call me, actually he called me Pops, right? He said, Pops, I need you to get you over here. And it was a situation where Russell Simmons was doing his seminar, and it was closed to the public.
It was.
And he called me on the phone and he says, look, come round to the door number 8 or something like that, you know. And he told me, I'm not going to call the artist who at the time, but he was like, bring such an artist with you, blah, 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 and be there. So we riding, you know, and going around, and then we go around and pull around the back, and the people looking at, why are they parking there? You know, we running around the back because everybody know that he was inside. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, you see this little door open up, and his hand say, come on in. And it was just a phenomenal thing. Mm-hmm. I tell you, I just want to say thank you, because even though I was mentoring you, you were mentoring me too.
I disagree. I am a true reflection of 30 years of my life. Sitting here and traveling across the world, and again, that position of me calling you, it's that trust. Mm-hmm. It's wanting to put somebody in a position to I knew where you were trying to go with all the youth you were working with at the time. There were probably about 20 of us.
Yes.
And so if I could open the door, if I could crack the door, and you can slide in for that moment, that moment is all you need to create other moments for other people, and you're still doing that today. So
amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
And this is also how things work in our neighborhoods and in our community. We all tied in one way or the other.
Yes, we are.
Even though Mr. Cunningham don't remember Miss Williams, but he's been in her home before. He's actually been around.
I locked you up before, dog.
There you go.
Don't scare me. Didn't I just say I retired after 38 years?
Right. Just
of
saying.
course not.
But I'm hoping that the connection. What I want to see is I want you to continue to grow. Of course.
Yes.
And definitely what we can do to help you move forward, we definitely want to do. We want to definitely make sure that we do that to help you get to accomplish your dreams. Yes. Your dreams never stop.
Right.
I don't care how old you get.
That's right.
And that's one of the things that people got to know. And I'm like this, if you receive it, believe it, then you can achieve it.
Yes.
And you have to know this. One of the things that a lot of times when we used to do the little shows and
don't be little, it's never little.
Right.
The shows.
The shows.
When we did the shows. I remember we had the Mayor Ewell to come on.
Sure.
And we had a few individuals, congressmen and congress ladies to come down as well to show us support. One of my cousins, whom is deceased, Brenda Massey. You remember?
That's Brenda, yes.
Oh my God, she
Pink
came
House.
down. Yeah, she came down, and this is what I'm talking about, community. So if there's anybody out there, when I finish telling the story, I want you to understand how you can be a blessing. She saw what was going on when she came down and saw what I was doing with the youth at the time.
At Court Kelly.
At Court Kelly. Yeah.
Our territory.
Yeah. Every Wednesday we were there.
Yeah.
And one day I happened to be in the house with her, and she sent a check out. And the check was for $5,000.
Wow.
Okay, we was in the process of doing a show. We were running into some financial difficulties.
Sponsors dropped out.
Yeah, and the thing was, my daughter at the time, while I was sitting there, I was really going through it, and she wrote this check, and my daughter handed the check to me, and I said, oh, okay. I thought it was $500. Well, long story short, when I looked down and saw the other zero, I was really, really blown. First thing I could do is get on the phone and call Dante. I said, yo, you remember you was going up to Suitland to get the lightings, and we was talking about the money being a problem? We don't have the money problem no more. So again, when we're talking about young people out here doing things, I'm not going to really elaborate on that story itself. I want to talk about what we want to do to help you move forward.
Yes.
Hey, even though you say you have a place for it, we're talking about anything that's going to help us.
There's more than one location.
Yeah.
We got to get them all. So,
Right.
So
Yeah.
you guys got to start calling in to
That's
get
right.
ready
That's
more
right.
locations.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's really, really good for us to make it very clear that it's all about us helping one another. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. I'm telling you, that's what it's all about.
Yes, it is.
And so, as long as we keep doing that, we're going to keep moving forward, and things are going to be a blessing to us,
Find somebody, to any of the youth that's listening, don't look out your window and see what's going on. You got to create your own dream inside your head.
I love it.
And once you create your world, you can live in your own world, live in your own dream. Then find one person that's going to believe in it. And then make sure that one person is yourself first.
That's right.
Once you believe in it, won't nobody be able to take away from you. Whether it's
That's
financial
right.
problems,
That's
whether
right.
you don't
That's
have
right.
the location,
That's
it
right.
doesn't matter. I mean, there are days where none of us are where we want to be. But if you close your eyes, you could be wherever you want to be.
That's
and
right.
then you just start pushing forward.
That's
right.
right.
It. Just push forward. 30 years old, just push forward. I mean, I still
amazing.
mentor at a lot of schools, and they say that there are no positive black African American men or women out there. And I mean, here's a reflection of they're here.
Yes,
you just
they are.
got to be in the right network. You know what I mean? You got to be within the right group. You got to be connected. I mean, there's nothing but success in the room. You guys can't see the studio, but there's nothing but success in the room. And success doesn't mean you're a multimillionaire.
Okay.
It just means you just educated, whether it's self-taught
Right.
or
That's right.
whether it's
Or-
by
or-
college.
That's
And
right.
matter of fact, what's going to happen is that we're actually closing into where we're going to go to another commercial. I just want to
Gotta
again
pay some
before,
bills.
yeah,
That's
you know,
right.
what I want to do is just again, you know, say, you know, to you, Dante, you've been an inspiration to me, and meeting you, Miss Brandy, has also inspired me, even in this journey that we're on right now. See, because what y'all got to understand is never stops.
That's
Yes.
right.
Right, and what happens is right now with what me and Miss Alice are doing, we're actually trying to build again.
Right.
We're rebuilding things as we go, and so this is what we're doing. And I just really appreciate y'all coming
problem.
out. I want to most definitely ask that you make sure you come back, and you as well.
For sure.
Oh,
And we're
Yes,
going to definitely make
absolutely.
sure that
We're gonna do some things.
Yeah, we got a lot of things coming up. I believe that you know, everything happens for a reason,
Absolutely.
and y'all coming out was definitely a reason. So we're going to go to a commercial, and we're going to be right back. And we thank you so much for everything you've done and doing.
I ain't trying to do what everybody else do, just 'cause everybody doing what they all do. That's just how I feel.
Welcome back. I'm so glad to be here again. Miss Alice Williams, my co-host. We are people, power to power, positive thinking people doing what we do. I'm trying to tell you, we got another special guest in. This is Mr. Troy Smith. This gentleman is another entrepreneur, another man in the community moving forward, doing some positive things. I can tell you a lot about him, but I won't do that because I'm going to let him do some talking. But let me tell you something. He's a very, very serious guy. He's an inspiration to me. Very supportive. And that was one of the reasons we was just out of town just recently and sitting down with his wife, Desi, who is my little sister. I call him he's my little brother, my little big brother.
brother,
yeah,
right.
That's what he
I was
is.
going to say
Yeah.
little big brother.
I know he ain't ready for this. His nickname is Diesel. But I just wanted to tell you thank you, dude, for all you do to help me, to inspire me. When I tell you that this brother he supports me, he do it 100%, and he inspires me because he doesn't do it for gratification. he does it because that's just what he does. He's that type of man, and having men like you around is what we really need.
Right.
I appreciate the opportunity to be able to come today, and first time meeting Ms. Williams.
It's a pleasure. Thank you
Definitely
so much.
feel like I've known Rodney for years. And
Yeah.
It's definitely an opportunity, great opportunity to be able to come today, see the marvelous things that you're doing, trying to make an impact in the community, and all the wonderful things that you have in your vision.
Yes.
Moving forward for others. Always be able to reach down and bring somebody up behind. It's not just necessarily invested in yourself, invested in people as well.
Yeah, and that's what I say that you do very well. You also have a business that you started of your own as well, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Humble beginnings. I've had several businesses in my time, but anything with wheels I've had a business based on it, whether it be auto mechanics, trucking, and my last venture that I'm actually physically doing in our third season now is specifically motorcycle detailing only.
Oh, wow.
I don't
yes,
do cars.
yes.
I don't do cars. Could, but the market is definitely motorcycles. Meeting the need of motorcyclists is basically key. Finding out, even though I ride myself, one of the things that I had heard for many years is that I need somebody to clean my bike. I don't know how to do it. I started out working with a couple of friends and realized that I could get paid for doing it. So I started doing one or two. Several dreams started out. My wife and I got together and started jotting it down on paper one night. You know,
Yes.
Yep, that's
sometimes
what
she
we
would
said.
get,
We just had that conversation.
sometimes she would get tired of me. I'd
Right.
stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But needless to say, in any business, it's a sacrifice.
That's right.
And it's a personal investment, and you have to live and breathe it. And oftentimes, it's not a 9 to 5. It goes on way
Way
into
past.
the wee
Yes.
hours of the night.
Yes.
So very interesting, Troy. This is very exciting for me. I just never thought about a motorcycle detail shop. Like, what does it mean? You look at a bike and kind of like a couple of wheels and a seat and handlebars, whatever the case may be. But what does it take? And how did you come up with the vision?
Well, it takes dedication. I've always had a knack ever since childhood for cleaning and detailing.
Okay.
But it actually started out when I was a child. As a kid, I thought my grandfather was just trying to punish me. But during that particular time, he taught me how to clean just about everything.
Okay.
Right.
He worked for federal government for years,
Okay.
and he ran his own business for years.
Oh, wow.
So he was never a person that believed in doing one thing
That's
only.
right.
If you wanted to, he always told me, if you want to be a step ahead, you're going to have to do more.
That's right.
Oftentimes I would try to find friends and family members to seek sympathy on, especially if I had to be out in the heat like today.
Sure.
Cleaning a car, cleaning the hubcaps on a car or white wall tires. I had to do it. But as time went on, I realized it hit me around 13 years old that I was learning. I wasn't necessarily, it wasn't a chore.
Right.
So I began to get a passion for it. But back to the motorcycle thing, how it initially started is I had friends that would ask me, how did I clean mine? And I would kind of give them some trade secrets and
Sure,
things,
right.
but they could never get it right.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
You know, it was always something missing. So shortly after that, I had a buddy of mine call me and needed me to clean his bike. And he gave me $75 for doing
That's
it.
good money.
Yes, that's good.
Gave me $75 for doing it. And at the moment, I didn't realize at the time, I knew my worth, but I felt he was a friend.
Right.
And I had a passion for doing it. I wanted his bike to look better.
Right.
So that's basically what it's all about. It's, a lot of times you don't always think about the end result of the money. It will come.
Oh, absolutely.
You
No,
just
I
have
totally
to
agree.
initially put the sacrifice in. But when he saw his bike, just to see the gratification in his face, he felt so much better as a person. It was almost like a guy going to a barbershop. I mean,
Right.
I can't talk about the barbershop anymore, but
Yeah.
that's just one of those things.
Like, it's the difference between when my car is dirty. When my car is dirty, my car drives crazy. It's like everything, it feels like something's wrong with it. But when she's clean,
That's how it is. And that's how motorcyclists are. And the key, what makes it such a vital and profitable business is that that's something that somebody wants.
that's right.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a need.
we kind of second guess when we need it.
Right.
If
Right.
it breaks, we really kind of hold on to that money
Sure.
just a little bit more. But they want to pay bad.
That's right.
Because they want it fast.
That's
Right.
right.
So it's not necessarily a shop. I haven't moved into a shop session yet.
Okay.
I'm mobile.
All right.
So what that means is that I market towards dealerships, motorcycle dealerships, and I take their trade-ins.
Okay.
And revitalize the motorcycle for resale.
Wow.
So once they find out that once I clean it and they can make $500-600 more on the sale based on an hour's worth of me cleaning, the word gets out. So I have a mobile unit, a truck with everything equipped on it, and I take phone calls and make appointments.
You want to provide the information? You have the name?
Yeah, the company's name is Riders Pride Motorcycle Detailing. We're based out of Capitol Heights, Maryland, but we cover everywhere from Annapolis, Springfield, Virginia. We can go all the way down as far as Fredericksburg within a given day. We schedule appointments. Our telephone number is 301-523-0250. That's 301-523-0250. And you can find us on Facebook at Riders Pride Facebook.
Okay, great. We got a lot of callers. I mean, we should have some callers calling in who want their bikes detailed. You can call in at 240-719-2560. We're very excited about what you're doing. This is the first I've ever heard of anything like this. I know I'm very excited. But let me just ask you one last question before I get Rodney to start speaking. What type of bike do you ride?
I have two. I have Harley Davidson Ultra Classic, and I have a Yamaha Roadstar.
Okay.
Both of them, they're not new.
All right.
Both of them were used vehicles. The last bike that I have, I named it Redemption because it was owned by a gentleman who passed away.
Oh, my. Wow.
So when he passed away, the bike just sat for 2 years under a bed sheet, and a customer called me and asked me to clean it up so that they could take pictures to try to resell.
Wow.
I made her offer on the bike, purchased it, and made it my signature piece for the business.
Oh, wow.
So
that's awesome.
I ride around, take it different places, and because of the year that it is, most people can't believe that it's a 2008 because it's actually cleaner than
some of theirs.
A 2018. But that's the expression that I really enjoy riding and bringing things back to life.
Sure.
I wonder, it's something that you mentioned, again, when we be talking about bringing on different people. It's not for the individuals to come on to brag or anything, but it's something that you said that I want to bring to everybody's attention. You said your grandfather had put you in a position where he had you cleaning. Okay, so that somewhat started preparing you to do what you're doing today.
Yes.
And a lot of people got to understand, we're letting our kids raise themselves. We got a caller calling in, and we're going to take this phone call real quick, and I'm going to get back on that about your grandfather. Hello, caller, how you doing?
How you doing? This is Chef Will calling to give Mr. Rodney big congrats on his new show. Just wanted to call in and show my support and listening to your show, man. Every Tuesday, I'm locked in.
I appreciate that. And what's your name again?
It's Chef Will.
Chef Will. Okay. Hey, listen, my man. Hey, this is all about empowering our people, man, and trying to move forward. We're talking about following our dreams. Most of the guests that we have on, all of us started, from the bottom, and now we're going to the top.
That's right.
You know what I mean? and most definitely. So, again, I would ask you to continue to support us and put the word out, and we appreciate you calling in. Is there anything that you do? What type of business are you in?
I'm an executive chef. I'm a chef.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
Oh, okay. Yes. So you.
I'm a black chef.
I like that.
That's right.
Yes, that's right. Hey, I'm not mad at you.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. And that's what it's all about. I just like for all of us, everybody has to know it doesn't matter whether you're a chef, photographer, dancer, young retired entrepreneur.
That's right.
Or cleaning motorcycles. What you do is you have to create your dream and let your dream come true. We had Miss Brandy on a little earlier who's teaching dance. And just the other night, we was watching the dance competition on television, and I was just blown. So I say that to say that you being a black chef, for all the individuals who out there that love to cook, know that that's something that's most definitely needed and well respected in any type of business.
That's right. Yes.
sir.
So we appreciate you calling in, my brother.
I appreciate that too. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
So I want to get back to about your grandfather.
Okay.
So I thought that was real powerful because some of the things we learn from our ancestors, right?
Yeah,
and we go
spoke
back
about
from our
that.
parents.
That's right.
Even when we had Mr. Cunningham on earlier as well, he was talking about his mom and dad. Let me tell you, I know his mother and father. Very, very, very supportive mother and father, and they played a big role in what he's doing. As Troy, I hope I don't step out of line here, but he has a son that has a job, and he actually took me out to visit his job last week. And I was really proud of you because as a father, what you did, that might have seemed this small, but that was big for his dad to come on the job and support him to a point to say, yo, handle your business.
Amazing.
So that was real powerful.
That's key. I've done a lot in my lifetime that I really, it kind of makes me an emotional person because what happens is you realize how many obstacles that you've crossed over time.
Right.
You look back to how my grandfather and grandparents and even my mom and parents had to make sacrifices.
That's right.
To get you to where you are. Your success is basically a vehicle of actually letting them know that you've made it.
That's right.
Now, everybody has wanted, as time goes on, the opportunities become a lot better. But when I came up in an era going to school, it was just get out of high school. Get out of high school, get yourself a good job working for the post office or something like that.
Yeah.
But my grandfather's dream for me was bigger than that.
Right.
Even though he was a high school dropout, he served in the military, but the thing of it was he saw something in me, and I actually was not his biological grandson.
Oh, wow.
So I was, when he met my mom, she was 2 years old. So he came into a blended family, but he took me under his wing as a young man and started out with me from birth.
Oh, wow.
God.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
There are pictures that my mom has and I have around. I don't know if people remember, but there were baby seats. Now they're made of plastic.
That's right.
But the baby seat that I had had these metal rails on it, and it was, flipped around. And my grandfather would take me on his truck with him from the wee ages of 3 and 4 years old. Cold days, hot days, you name it. I was in the truck with him. So I practically grew up in the middle seat between my grandfather and my uncle. And I heard stories.
Sure.
Yes.
I heard the version from my uncle, and I heard my grandfather's version. And my grandfather could not accept laziness.
Right.
And I just knew I didn't want to be that.
Right.
So he had me pulling hoses to people's houses. And most people now will look at that as be like, that's child abuse. It wasn't child abuse.
Right.
He showed me that no matter what job you do,
it means
be
something.
the best at it. And when you tell somebody what you do, be proud at it. And you will never be ashamed of what you do.
Yeah.
Just an interesting story, not going to take up a lot of time with it. It's just something that I remember, and it just leads me up to this day of actually coming on the show today, talking to Rodney and having the opportunity to be able to express the story. I was growing up, and my grandfather got the nickname Diesel. I wanted to do everything that he did. I mean, he had already showed me everything. I thought he had showed me everything, but I definitely wanted to try this. Well, to make it short, I saw him siphoning some diesel fuel through a hose one day.
Oh, my.
So I waited till he turned his back. I said, I want to try this. Try this out. So I saw how he did it. I, in turn, did it one day, and it got all in my eyes. I swallowed it.
Oh.
Parents didn't take me to the doctor. Now you're going to the doctor. But I felt that I was missing something if I didn't go with him.
Right.
My grandmother wanted me to stay home so she could watch me, but he was getting ready to leave. And he said, Diesel, you ready to go? And I was 7 years old. So the name followed me along.
my
I
God.
never knew that
Oh my God, I love
my
it. I love
nickname
it.
would be a birthright
Right.
name
Right.
that will take me into being a diesel mechanic.
Wow.
Right.
I just left the job physically doing diesel mechanic. I was
Right.
heavy equipment mechanic
Right.
for Smithsonian Institution.
Okay.
And I made a goal for myself that I didn't want to continue to do that at the age of 50.
That's right.
I wanted to be behind the scenes. So with the support of my wife, and I started something new. I wanted to get behind the desk, but I still wanted to run my business. But I wanted to share this with some of the young people who may be listening.
Yes, amazing
Take
story.
personal pride
Yes.
in whatever it is you do. There's no gray area if you're not a doctor, if you're not a lawyer. If you have personal dreams and you have gratification and you have a personal goal and you have something, it could be something as simple as wiping off a table.
Sure.
If you wipe off a table, great, then you market that.
That's
And
right.
there's going to be somebody out there that's going to call you. There's going to be somebody out there that's going to call you. So meeting Mr. Grimes and actually dealing with him, having him come with me, he came and worked with me 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And that was, to me, I felt honored to even have him there. I was like, well, wait, I don't really want him to do it. But he took personal pride, and that's just something
Sure.
that,
Yes.
that he
Sure.
does. So
Sure.
I know that there's an opportunity out there for younger people.
Yeah.
But I do need, there is a need. The business is growing so fast at an astronomical rate to a
Wow.
point that I can't keep up. I'm walking around with actually 3 phones. And what I'm actually looking for. Now, I could actually find somebody that's out there to make a quick dollar for the day and leave. But my target worker that I would really love to have would be a young man between the age of about 10 up to about 18 years old.
Wow.
And the fuel for that would be an investment in someone that will be interested. There may be an opportunity for them to be able to have something on their own.
Sure.
It's not that I'm trying to find someone young because I feel like I can take advantage of paying them. I would actually pay the young person more than I would pay an older person,
Wow.
just so that they would have the opportunity to see that there's a profit behind it.
Right.
Now,
Right.
of course, if I were to hire someone which is older, maybe myself, they're going to have an expectation if they don't live and breathe it. But a young man that's coming up and not sure what he might want to do, the vehicle that I have for you would be astronomical for growth.
This is awesome. So, Troy, we're very excited. Look like you're ready to give back. Your grandfather instilled something in you very young, and you actually got that name Diesel as a result of it. So you can see how important it is. You know, young black man. You heard statistics today from Mr. Other Cunningham that talked about women as leading the way in terms of entrepreneurship.
Yes,
But
yes.
as you can see, we had a few men here tonight that talked about what they're doing, very successful. Troy here tonight have an awesome story. Now he's willing to give back. He's talking about bringing on a young entrepreneur, because that's what they would be, a young entrepreneur. So we're asking adults of you out there and you have young children who may be interested in learning something about being an entrepreneur, specifically in what you're doing in the motorcycle business. He's willing to bring you on. Can you provide some POC information?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can be reached at 301-523-0250 at Riders Pride Motorcycle Detailing. That's 301-523-0250. Feel free to reach out to me, give me a call and say that you may be interested. Now, this is something that I must share with you as a parent. It would be great as a parent for you to support the child in the endeavor. If it's something that they do, I know it's going to be kind of not a vision of yours, but give a child an opportunity to have a vision first. Because I know that it may appear that they may come home, it might be a little too hot outside. Your concern is for the best of your child. But I have 2 children, college grad, two college students. One is in his 2nd year, and my daughter is getting ready to enroll again, going after her master's.
Oh, wow.
And I
Congratulations.
encourage them to follow their dreams just like I did. But I would never, ever take that away from them. So if you do have a small child, you have a child that wants to come in and you want to actually have a strong black male show him or give him an opportunity to be able to shine, give us a call.
And that's what, let me say, that's what's really, really important. when we talk about this, me and Alice, we speak quite often about giving back. We are really adamant about trying to make sure that people understand this is a platform for us to encourage you to look after your young people. Look after them, encourage them. We got grandchildren and children. As soon as we get things a little more set up, we're going to be bringing in the grandchildren too.
Yes, we are.
Because we're trying to let people know that we are moving forward. We actually went out of town last week. We were sitting at the table, and one of the things that Troy and I started to discuss, we were talking about just how we was going to better ourselves even at our age, talking about moving forward, the things that we wanted to do, and how we was talking about, just not getting settled and accepting what is given to you by society. Right?
That's right.
That's something you got to be careful with.
Right.
Because society would tell you, hey, young black male, and not just young black male, it may be a Hispanic or someone, because this is not just about black people, this is about young people, period.
That's
they may say that you can't do it.
That's right.
But what you got to know is that it takes people like ourselves to give these opportunities, and we want you to do that as well. Remember, 240-719-2560. Call in and give us some, if you got something to offer, let us know, because we definitely want to get that information out, and we want to let young people know that this is a platform for getting that knowledge. We had Ms. Brandy that was on earlier.
Yes.
Dante Cunningham that was on earlier. And I was really excited. The conversations that we had while we was up in the mountains, it was all about us just moving forward and trying to better ourselves. Ms. Williams, you are a lady who you dip and dab in a little bit of everything.
I know, Rodney. I'm trying to get it together. Somebody informed me the other day I need an assistant.
Yeah, well, you know what? But you know what I like about that is that knowing that you need an assistant, you don't look at it like and say, well, I can do this by myself.
Oh, no, I know I need somebody.
And we all know that that's what it's all about. When I called you on many occasions, not just for the talk about being a co-host, but to get some, just because you have mentored me as well. It's good that we have people that we go to and encourage us.
Absolutely.
We got to do that with our children.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter how old you are. When I say people to people, power to power, positive thinking people, I love throwing that in there because it's people. We talking about a gentleman has a motorcycle cleaning company, but he also has a regular job. He also has a family that he has to take care of. He has quite a few things. And he didn't even tell you that he also drives a bus. He didn't tell you that. Yeah. He didn't also did tell you that he's security at his church. I'm trying to tell you, this brother is all over the place. But when we talk about these things, this is here when you keep him busy and you moving in a direction. Earlier when we had Dante on the panel, he was talking about this, that. He didn't even talk about the fact that he mentored in 99% of every school in the DMV.
Wow.
And so I say that to say that, what we have to do is continue to give back. Give back and make sure that we're trying to help each other. Also know that VoxWave.com, this is a platform for you. I'm not the only one that has a show here.
Yes.
We have other individuals that have shows. And you got to make sure that you support this. We need Vox Wave to move forward.
Yes.
If you support us, you open up the door for us to open up the door for you.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Isn't that right?
That's right.
So this is definitely something that works for us. We got an engineer in here that he don't tell me that I need to give him no credit. But Mr. Ron,
every week. Yes.
Let me tell you what he did last week. I noticed he had a young man in, and he was giving this young man opportunity to expose himself as well. That's mentoring, and that's what we got to do. Also, I really got to throw this plug in here at Star Import. Tomorrow, you need to come up and come look at these cars that are on the lot. This gentleman has some good deals to be out there for you. First-time buyers, you looking for some deals, come talk to him. His name is Mr. Rivers. I'm going to tell you, he's an amazing gentleman. He is a gentleman who's going to hear your side of it before you come in thinking that you can't get a car. he may be the one that'll bless you.
Absolutely.
Right?
So, yeah, absolutely. We just want to remind our callers again, the lines are still open. We have probably a few minutes for at least 1 or 2 calls. If you can dial in at 240-719-2560. We want to hear from you. Troy gave an outstanding offer this afternoon. He's looking for a young entrepreneur. He's willing to mentor him. So if there's an adult out there with young children, please, if you can just give that number one more time.
The telephone number is 301-523-0250. Again, you can ask for me. My name is Troy Smith, but most people know me as Diesel in the motorcycle community. And my business card will also have that, and I can furnish that as well.
We got another caller. Thank you. Hello, caller. Hello, how you doing?
I'm fine.
And may we ask who is on the line?
Tanya.
Who?
Tanya.
Oh, yes. Is this my Tanya that's my goddaughter's mama?
Yes.
Well,
How are you?
I'm glad you called in, and I hope that my goddaughter is close by because I need to say happy birthday to her. I had that on my mind, and you just, I know I'm in trouble again. I already know. But guess what? If she can hear me, Ariel.
Hold on. Ariel?
Is she there?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? This is my goddaughter. She's actually yesterday was her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, beautiful.
Happy birthday, Ariel.
Thank you.
She said thank you.
Hey, you know I love you. You know what? I'm in trouble again. I was supposed to say happy birthday to you before your mama called in, but that's okay because I love you. But hey, I tell you, hey, Tanya.
Yes.
Hey, first of all, I'm glad that you did call. Just like we were speaking, I know that you're a dedicated mom. I take my hat off to you because I see how you invest in your child. This is what this is about again. We don't do this just for a platform just to have people to call in and say, hey, how you doing? I also want to commend you as well. You're a very good mom, and it's an honor that you have allowed me to claim that title for your child as her godfather. And I want to say happy birthday to her, and I hope that I'm able to make it because we're going to have ice cream and cake on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So make sure she know that we're going to definitely come through and we're going to come and eat some ice cream and cake. Thank you for calling in, sweetheart.
You're welcome.
Love you, Ariel.
I love you. I love you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. So, I just have to give one shout out. If I don't do this, I also will be in trouble. I did post it on social media on yesterday, but my parents celebrated on yesterday.
That's right.
56 years of marital bliss. So 56 years. I want to say happy anniversary to my parents, Richard and Earlene Williams. On their 56 years of weddings, wedding anniversaries.
That's right. I saw that, and I did post a little comment out there, and they've been a serious inspiration for many of us. And I just want to tell you that I'm thankful that I've had the opportunity to be in your presence and seeing the fruit of your labors, because that's why your daughter is sitting right here. If y'all are watching. She's a blessing, but y'all have been a blessing to the community.
Absolutely.
And we wish y'all many, many, many more blessed years as a couple.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what we get ready to do is just close it up.
Yes.
I thank the guests. We had Mr. Dante Cunningham.
Yes.
We all had
Thank you.
Miss Brandy Robertson
Yes.
to come in as well, and Mr. Troy Smith. Hey, remember, it's PTP, people to people, power to power, positive thinking people. We love you. See you next Tuesday.